Howdy folks, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. Today I'm going to show you some of the fruit that we have here in Hampshire County, West Virginia. USDA hardiness zone 6, and well, this isn't fruit. Do love growing the chickies. They provide eggs for us and provide a little weeding and fertilization going around here. And there's some more, though. That's our primary flock. The ones I just showed you a moment ago, they are the babies. And then we have our guinea coop back there, and I've done several videos on them growing up, so you can check that out on our YouTube channel. Anyhow, the purpose of this video is to show you different things growing around here and the edible stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk along this swale here, swale being a ditch on contour to help keep rainwater on the property. And the first thing is not really a fruit, but it is a hibiscus, and the flowers are edible on that. And let's see, this one is a Rose of Sharon. I have buds here. It's not blooming yet, but the blooms are also edible. You can have some pretty stuff in your flowers there. Several other things here that are, this one is a raspberry, but don't have any, pretty sure it's an ever-bearing variety, but I don't have any blooms on this one right now. I do in other areas throughout the yard. And several watermelons in here. Hopefully you can see these. These are going to go to the chicks because they absolutely love watermelon. There's another hardy hibiscus back there, a different color, a purple one, and another different variety of raspberries. And this one is Pirelli. I think it's also known as Shisho, and the leaves are edible on it. It's an annual, but absolutely love those things. And then I got some tomatoes back there I need to harvest for the wife, the boss lady. And let's see, here's a hardy fig. This is a Chicago hardy right here. Again, it was just planted this spring, so no fruit on it just yet. And that is a baby mulberry tree coming up. More raspberry. Obviously, you can see I love my berries. And this one is a thornless blackberry. Where is it? No, that is a high bush cranberry. And I put this one here because I have another more mature one up there, which had tons of flowers this year, but it didn't produce any fruit. And I think that's because I need cross-pollination. So this right here is sea kale, which the leaves, when they're young and tender before they flower, actually taste like asparagus when they're cooked up. And I have some lingonberries here that will cross-pollinate. Sea berries, I just planted 4 of these coming along here, so no fruit yet on those, but we will be getting some shortly. And then I have some white Nanking bush cherries here, and then some horseradish. And this is stinging nettle, which is doing very, very good. So stinging nettle, when cooked up, tastes like spinach, cooked spinach, and it's very, very good. And a lot of beneficial factors for you. And this one is a gumi bush here. Again, the swale was just put in this spring and everything is growing awesome in here. We've had one rainstorm where we've actually filled the swale up. Other than that, not a whole heck of a lot. We've been in kind of a drought this year. Up here, it's not a swale, but it is a contour plant line is what I call it. And this one is a high bush cranberry, which did not fruit this year. I have some stinging nettle in right here that didn't do too well. It got overtaken by weeds and stuff, so I need to put in some more mulch there. Here's a small pawpaw tree, not fruiting yet. We do have some other fruiting on the other side of the yard, and lots of raspberry here. So we are in late August, and this is an ever-bearing raspberry. So the green canes here will give us fruit from August until frost. And the brown ones here, you can see this one, it gave us fruit in the springtime, actually June. And right there, there's some goji berries. So lots of goji berries in here. This is another gumi berry bush, and we had tons of fruit off of this year. I shared some with the chickens and the rest of the birds that were flying around. In here we have 60 blueberry bushes. A couple of them you can see right here. A couple of them died on me, so I'll be replanting a couple of those. And this one right here is another pawpaw tree. And look at this, tons and tons of aronia, also known as chokeberry here. I need to harvest those, wash them and freeze them. We had a pretty good wineberry season this year. I need to go ahead and trim these because this sucker right here, not this sucker, but this long limb, if it touches the ground, it will actually root, and these things spread by just touching the ground and rooting as well as by seed. Another gumi, another Nanking bush cherry. We did have quite a few Nanking cherries this year. There's another aronia with lots of fruit on it. And elderberry season is just about over. I have not harvested that many myself. I sold some at market, and the birds have been getting some, but I need to harvest some myself. I have other bushes in the backyard that are a little further behind that I can harvest on. And while most of these are perennials and stuff, you can see I have peppers in here, so I plant annuals in between everything here. Another elderberry here. And let's see, I have a Asian persimmon here. Did not get any flowers or fruit on that yet this year. And lots of tomatoes still coming in here. Another Asian persimmon, again, didn't flower this year. I did get some blackberries. We have several blackberries in throughout here. Hardy banana I put here. So the hardy banana, the leaves are edible. You can use them for wraps and stuff like that. And let's see, let me take a walk into, actually, let me take a walk on the outside. Might be easier to see the grapes, but we have Concord grapes right here. And I've harvested several of these. And then lots of other stuff on the inside. And this right here is a hardy orange tree. So again, I am in zone 6, Hampshire County, West Virginia. And this tree has hundreds of oranges growing throughout with lots of thorns. Let me show you one of these thorns here. So you got to watch them. So hopefully I will have a video later this year showing harvesting and using those. I started one last year and I never finished it. So I will hopefully get one of those out for you. We had a couple fruits off of the bush cherries here, and Che or Chi season, C-H-E, and I think it's called store bottle brush tree or something like that, will be ripening the end of September. So we're about a month off here on this. And this is a wonderful fruit here. It tastes like a cross between watermelon and raspberry. And then this is honeyberry. We had couple gallon bags that we harvested from this, shared with the chickens and ate ourselves. And just lots of different things that we grow in here. Some annuals over on this side. This is fennel, and it's a volunteer. So there's several different stalks growing in there, and it drops the seed and just keeps coming back year after year. We like the seeds. We like the little fronds or the leaves off of it, and very, very good there. Let's see, we have another gumi back there. We have a Korean bush cherry. We have all kinds of blueberries back there, lots of nasturtium. Again, we didn't plant any of this stuff. It's just all volunteers, and that's why it's all grown up in the walkway here. So this year I will clean this out. I'm actually going to put another layer down and kind of slow down the growth of some of the, what some would call weeds, but they're definitely edible volunteers. Let me walk on across to the other side of the yard. This is a jujube tree, and there is a fruit. And I have a couple of dozen fruits on here. You can see a couple up there. And the weird thing is, this particular tree requires another tree to cross-pollinate with. And my cross-pollinator was right there in that bare spot. It died 2 years ago. But I have some suckers coming up here, and the suckers, you can see they are still flowering, and the suckers provided enough pollination to cross-pollinate with this. So I need to keep the suckers cut back so that they don't overtake the main bush that I have here, the lang. But I'm definitely going to let these things not grow out a little bit. I'm going to trim them back and keep them small, but they're nice to have around just to cross-pollinate until I get another one of these growing in here. So that's a wonderful thing. And this is a Chinese chestnut, and we are probably about 2 months off from harvesting these. And you can see these burly things right here. They're not too pokey yet, but these bristles will get much, much stiffer, and they'll go right into your skin with no problem. And inside those, each one of these could be up to 3 chestnuts. And this is a medlar, and the medlar will be ripe here in another 6 to 8 weeks. So we're getting real close on the fruit here. And right here we have a pawpaw with a pawpaw fruit. If I can get a picture of it, there it is. So that is a nice size fruit. You can see that's what, 4 or 5 fingers there. And that's because I only have like 2 pawpaw growing on this tree, and I have a couple up here on this one. And you'll notice they are a little bit smaller, but not a ton smaller. And there's an individual one by itself. So definitely something for having fewer fruit, being larger. And I have another one back there. I'll show you that in a second. This is a true thornless raspberry, and I love this thing. I don't even feel razor stubble on it. And it's an ever-bearing variety, and I'll have to look the name up on it, but it has fairly large fruit. And again, in August, it's ripening. And over here, we have a Cornelian cherry. And you can see lots and lots of berries on there. Some are falling on the ground, and I need to harvest some of these to get the seed. And they are a little astringent and a lot of fruity flavor, especially if they are fully ripe. And when they fall on the ground, they're definitely ripe. This one is soft, so it probably wouldn't have much astringency at all. Plenty of fruity flavor to it. And this has been in the ground for probably 4 or 5 years as part of the food forest, which we have here. Can't remember if it's 117 or 170 plants in there right now currently. I'll have to check my sheet. And this is another Cornelian cherry, or edible dogwood. It is already completely fruited. And this is the one that has just tons and tons of pawpaws on it, but they're all little bitty babies because I didn't thin any of the fruit. So next year I will definitely have to thin the fruit. This pawpaw season starts in another month, and this fruit is way too small for only being 1 month off. Here's one right here, and this is, I can just put my thumb into it a little bit, and it's a little bit soft. I can smell it, and it is a fruity smell to it. It's fell off of the tree, so this one is ripe. I may have a seed or 2 in it, but this is very small. I should be able to fill my hand with one of these. This is a Shenandoah, so it should have very big fruit. The reason it doesn't, again, is because there's too much fruit on here and I didn't thin it. So next year I will thin the fruit out. It's done some self-thinning itself, but not enough. Back here we had a bunch of mulberries off of this tree. This is a kukosu, and it has very large mulberries. Really like that. And in throughout the food forest here, we have several different elderberries. I can see one up close here, and lots of other fruit in here. This is getting kind of long. I'm not gonna walk you through the food forest here, but we still have plenty of different fruit in here. So that's it for now. Tune in for other unique edible plants that we have here in our food forest, as well as around the yard. Also, we have plenty of video footage already on many of the plants here. Please check it out. Please comment below and hit that like button. We would appreciate that. Thank you very much, and have a great day.